Hey guys, this is Vijay Sridhara and I welcome you to the session on DojiCreator. I plan to create small videos to educate you on how DojiCreator can be used on your Windows systems. So when you install DojiCreator and open it, this is how it looks like. It creates a folder called Doji Games in your My Documents, and then you can create a new game from this. So I will say a new game, give it a subtitle, another game, and everything else is not mandatory. You can fill as you like, but the resolution, all the game elements are optimized for a full HD experience that is 1920 by 1080 pixels. And if you have any navigation menu, if you plan to have any navigation menu, just have a size approximately 10% of your screen resolution. That's actually a good um, ratio, but if you can choose whatever you like by selecting the custom here, custom, and then giving the resolution. The thumbnail is the thumbnail of the game. Maybe a square image, 500 by 500 pixels should be sufficient. And then if, during the dialogues, during the conversations, if you want the speaker picture to be available at a specific location, then you will have to specify that location. It is not x comma y coordinates. It is the name of that point. We will go into the game and you will understand it. You have to specify the name of the point and then the link of your homepage and the link text, some information about the game, and any background music. While the game is being played, you may want to play some background music for the user. You can specify the name of the file here, and then if you want the to enable the cheats also. So let's say okay, then just build the file, build and run the file. So the option is when you're done with building the game, you want to finalize the game for final porting. So that is what you select here, finalize the game. Right now we are not finalizing the game, we just will build the game. The game has quickly built and it has run also. This is the Doji game player, and I will start the game, and this is how the game begins. It asks for a name, and there is some movement of the character and then vanishing of the character, and the scene ends and the game has ended. So the game information is usually displayed at this place about the game info. Um, and then you can close this and you can see the scripts. So see how the game is organized. So this is the toolbar. So you must understand Doji Creator is a IDE which can create a Doji game. It is also game engine where it will understand all your syntax, and then there is a game player also which will process your instructions and show it as a game. Visual novel is usually a combination of multiple scenes branching out one from another because of various decisions that you make through the game. And let's look at the structure. The structure is the game metadata. This is called the level one information about the game, which is the title, subtitle, author, version, all of these things. And then the game thumb. This is commented. If you want to have, you can specify this. Game audio, if you have, you can specify this. And then the cheats is false. You can enable cheats as true. Now, the point we were talking about, speaker thumb location, these are the points. You have given a name to a XY coordinate on the screen. You must understand that any game is about visuals and audio. So any visual to be displayed on the screen, it has to have some coordinates in X and Y. So those coordinates, when we say 1920 by 1080 pixels, it is 1920 pixels wide and 1080 pixels in height. So at what point in those coordinates you want your characters to be displayed, your elements to be displayed, so on and so forth. So all of those are named points or named locations. So one of these named locations may also specify, you might also want to specify a speaker thumbnail location at some point. So that is one of those named locations. So you'll have to define all those points here. Now you may want to have more points. You can use this style editor to create whatever is whatever is needed here. Only if you at least build the game once, all of the existing ones will be identified for you. They will not be identified otherwise. You have to copy the code and paste it here from here to here. Once you're done in the style editor, it will not automatically update the game. You'll have to manually copy and paste the contents once you create. So there are locations which are named points, there are margins. Margins are like when there is a rectangle on the screen, within that rectangle, what is the margin in which the text must be displayed is the margin. So how is it relevant? When you display image, when you display text over an image, what are the margins that the text must follow so that it doesn't overshoot the image? So that is the thing. These are margins. Similarly, font styles. What are the fonts that you might want to use, and what styles you might want to use? And image styles. Image styles are nothing but for your dialogue, text, and speaker. There can be background image that can happen. So, what are the images that you want to um, show here? Similarly, at any point in time, you might want to show different images. Uh, with a certain style of text. And then labels are any information that you show on the screen which are not clickable. They just show the information for as long as you want, as long as the scene persists. When the scene changes, the labels will vanish, but as long as the scene persists on the screen, the label will be displayed. When if you want to remove the label, you have to hide the label. Similarly, buttons are also similar to labels, but they are clickable. When you click, some action can happen because of the button. So all of them you can define here. Uh, let's exit. So you can see there is an images folder where there are backgrounds, foregrounds, and inbuilt. Backgrounds are JPEG images where you want to display a certain background on your scene. Foregrounds are the lady that you have seen moving around. It's a PNG. It's a transparency enabled image, portable network graphics. JPEG is a bag is not transparency enabled, so you can only use it for backgrounds. Now, along with this, when you buy a license, you'll get also some background library where you have about 30 backgrounds. So all of these backgrounds will be yours when you purchase a license. These are also optimized for 1920 by 1080 pixels, full HD. And you will also get a transition background. I will show that. Okay, when we look at the game structure, there are there is a content folder out of there is a game folder in which you have the project file or the configuration file. You have a content folder in which you have core, dialogues, and scripts file. Scripts folders. Scripts contains will the scripts. Dialogues will contain the dialogue files. Dialogues are optional. If you want to separate all the dialogues from the scripts, you can choose to have a separate dialogue file, which are text files basically. And then there is a core folder where you have audio. Uh, this is redundant, yeah, where you have the images, backgrounds, foregrounds, and inbuilt. And then there is audios folder. In the images, uh, in the foregrounds, these are the transparency enabled images. In the backgrounds, uh, y- you can use this transition BG folder which comes as a part of license. So you can paste this images into your background folder. These are transparency enabled transition images. So when you are using transitions from one scene to another, when the background changes, do you want to change the background slowly or fast? So that is taken care by these images. These images are only available for the license holders, or you can create your own. These are 0 to I think 10 to 100. The transparency of this. These are black images whose transparency is from 10 to 100. That is one thing that comes with. And then another thing that comes with Doji creator license is backgrounds.arlib. This has to go into VS Art libraries in your My Documents folder so that you can it can recognize them during the startup of the application. Um, so there is audios, there is dialogue. These two are optional. There is a script file which has three scripts. Zero is cheats, one is variables, two is main. You can name other script files with whatever names you want, but these are not to be changed. These should not be renamed at any point in time if you want a successful run of the game. So this is how the game is organized, and let's connect back in the next session on how to write the game.